Hey everyone, my name is the Theme Park Evangelist. Well, it is now officially Thursday, July 18th, 2024. It has been officially a year ever since I went to Animal Kingdom last with Katie, if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that. But I'm very sure it's been officially a year. And it was her very first time, believe it or not. So, uh, a week from today, I'm actually going to be going over to the Cincinnati Museum Center to go check out the Pompeii exhibit for my very first time, and before it eventually gets taken down on Sunday, July 28th, which is a little over a week from now. So that is very crazy. So I should go ahead and mention that this may or may not be my last vlog for the week. Well, I shouldn't say may or may not. What I should clarify that I may not be able to do a vlog tomorrow on Friday. May or may not. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But the good news is on Saturday, I'm going to be doing a YouTube short down in Hidden Valley Lake in Indiana. I'm going down there to go spend time with my fiance Katie's coworker and her husband. So I'm going to do a YouTube short of the actual Hidden Valley Lake, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. And if I get the opportunity, riding on the back of the golf cart, I might be able to do a YouTube short from the back of the golf cart as well. Now, I may not be able to upload the YouTube video or the YouTube short back at the house. I don't remember if I have Wi-Fi connection at the house. I may not. I don't remember now, but if I do, I'll go ahead and upload the shorts as soon as I get back. Now, I do know for sure there is free Wi-Fi down at the lake, so I'm going to try to get the YouTube shorts uploaded down there. And then I'm actually going to go swim in the lake for my very first time because I've never actually swam down there. Now, I've been in the lake, but that's as far as I've gone. But anyway, so I want to do something a little different today, and I wanted to go over my top 10 favorite Disney resorts with you guys. Now, I'm going to just, quickly, just mention each one, and I'm going to mention if I've stayed there or not, and or if I've just visited, and then I'm going to mention something unique about it that I personally love about it, and then I'm going to mention why you guys should stay there. So just starting here with number 10, I'm going to go with Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. Now, I have not personally stayed there. I've got my phone, by the way, next to me to help me pick them out because I can't remember every single one at the top of my head. Disney's Caribbean Beach is definitely up there on my list. It is a really cool restaurant. I have visited the restaurant. The resort with friends, close friends actually. It's a pirate themed resort if you guys are interested in pirates, and it does have connection to the Disney Skyliner, believe it or not. So what I personally like about the resort is the fact that it is in a central location. It's not too busy of an area. It's not too quiet either. It's just kind of just right. And, if I had the choice, I would definitely choose to stay there. As far as pricing is concerned, it's a moderate based resort. So it's about a couple of $100s a night. It's not too bad, but I've, definitely read that it's got some issues. It's always got construction going on. Obviously, with any of these Disney resorts, I would just go ahead and use your best judgment before staying there. I don't even have to look for this one. Number 9 is going to be the Contemporary Resort. The Contemporary Resort is a very unique resort. If you've been to Disney World recently, you will obviously recognize the Contemporary. It is the resort that you pass through on your way to the Magic Kingdom if you're on the Express monorail. It's that big triangular shaped resort. And if you've ever stepped on any of their carpets or if you've ever seen any of their trash cans, they have that triangular shape to represent that you are the Contemporary. The Contemporary is definitely a unique one because of the fact that the monorail does pass right through the interior of the resort. However, though, it's definitely got some downfalls, like the fact that if you're staying on a room on the interior, obviously you're going to hear the rumbling of the monorail, and that can be a pain. There are some unique rooms in the Contemporary Resort. Now, obviously, it's a little bit on the pricier side, so it really just depends on whether this is, your resort or not. The Contemporary is also home to a couple of really cool restaurants, the California Grill, where you can actually see Happily Ever After, uh, which is Magic Kingdom's personal fireworks show. And of course, you have to actually have a reservation to be able to go up into there. And then, of course, Chef Mickey's, which is a really unique and neat, for that matter, buffet for kids. And, you obviously would only want to eat there if you have kids that actually like that kind of stuff. So, it's got some unique stuff, but it's definitely not up there on my favorite list. So, moving on ahead to number 8 is going to be Port Orleans. This could be either French Quarter or the other one, which I don't remember the other side, but I do like Port Orleans based on what I've observed just walking around the resort, just part of it anyway. It does look like a unique resort. It is once again another moderate base priced resort. I would definitely like to stay there just one time just to experience it, especially because I do like Mardi Gras and I would like to stay in the French Quarter. I also would like the other side as well, but French Quarter would probably be the side I would want to stay on just because of my love for Mardi Gras personally. Obviously the price can't be too bad. I've looked at the prices. It's once again a couple $100 a night. It's not the best Disney resort. You're limited to basically the Disney bus for this resort. Obviously Disney's got the whatever you call it, the minivan back, so at least you have that to your advantage. Now, it's got some of your normal quick service restaurants in there, but nothing that stands out. Like, the reason why I put this one at number 8 is more about the theming than anything. Like, I like it more than the Contemporary only because it is a unique themed resort. But, at the same time, there are resorts that are better. Such as, for number 7, I've actually stayed here before, Art of Animation. Now, Art of Animation is another moderate based resort. And this resort allows you to choose from staying in one of some select Disney films, Cars, it's the Little Mermaid, trying to think here, The Lion King, and I feel like there's one more, Finding Nemo. So, you really do feel like you are in that movie. Now, I stayed here about 12 years ago with my parents for one of my birthdays, so it's my birthday 2012. So let's see here. That would have put me at age 19. So it was my 19th birthday. And ironically, the resort was free because my dad was celebrating one of his anniversaries of the company. So that's how it worked out. And, it was, cool. There were some unique things. I did, do the walk around. I did do the full tour. It does have connections to the Skyliner. It does have the bus. Obviously, it has minivans. I wouldn't say it has the best restaurants, but it is a unique themed resort. The reason why I'm going to go ahead and get this one to number seven is because the price is really good for this resort. It's very well spread out. It's got some unique pools. Um, and of course, the transportation for this resort is also very good. Now, obviously, it is not one of my favorites, but we are going to move on to number six. And for number six, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mention that Saratoga Springs is my sixth personal favorite resort. Now, I have not, once again not stayed at Saratoga Springs, but Saratoga Springs does have some of the nicest rooms. I've actually been inside some of the rooms. Once again, I've actually been to this resort some of the most times, like ever. And this resort is adjacent to Disney Springs, so it's perfect for walking distance. But this resort's also a pain in the butt. Hold on, I gotta take a phone call here. That phone call actually ended up being a good thing because of the fact that I got a chance to clean my glasses because I could tell they were all smudged up. I clean them every morning, but you know how that is. Anyway, so as I was saying, as I was talking about Saratoga Springs, and it's definitely geared towards adults. I would say, as far as like what I like about the resort, it's quiet. It's got a lot of nice pools. It's even got an adult section, and it's kind of off the off beaten path. What I don't like about it is obviously it's very expensive. We're talking several $100s a night. And on top of that, it's very hard to get to because it's out by Disney Springs. But moving on to number five, I'm going to be talking about the Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. So, what I mean by Fort Wilderness, because Disney has two sides to Fort Wilderness. There is the campgrounds, and there's the cabins. I have been to both sides. I love Fort Wilderness. And I think Fort Wilderness is one of the neatest resorts on property. Fort Wilderness is very cheap. It's very affordable. But it can also be very expensive at times too. So, looking at the whole picture, the campgrounds obviously are the cheapest. About 11 years ago, I roughed it and stayed in one of the tents. It wasn't bad. We would use the restrooms on property. They're very clean. They got everything you need. Obviously there's free Wi-Fi everywhere. You're obviously entitled to all the other benefits, like going down to the restaurant on property. You got the Hoop-de-Doo all the way down by the boats. Obviously, you're allowed to do other things like rent bikes, go on hiking trails, the whole 9 yards. There's a lot to do out there. And then, of course, you got the whatever you call it. Oh my word, so sorry. The cabins. So the cabins are fully furnished. And, of course, you can stop at whatever grocery store you want, buy the groceries that you need, and bring them to your cabin and put them in the refrigerator. I mean, that's in the alternative if you're looking for a more luxurious route because you got your heat, you got your AC. Um, I would go this route if you're staying at Fort Wilderness if you know it's going to be raining a lot that week. I will tell you guys right now, Fort Wilderness is not allowed to be stayed at during a hurricane. It doesn't matter whether you're staying in the cabin, you think, you're almighty and powerful. This hurricane can't, do anything to stop me because the fact that Disney is still gonna, take your safety into consideration, and they're going to evacuate the entire property. That's just how it works. So, and I discovered that when a YouTuber, Justin Scart, stayed there about 7 years ago. Um, Obviously, your transportation options are anywhere between boat, bus, and minivan, and that's about it. So moving on to number four. I'm trying to get through this because I do understand it's about to rain here soon. I'm going to say Wilderness Lodge is going to be number four. The reason why I chose Wilderness Lodge for number four, it's got a really unique theme to it as well. Wilderness Lodge is one of those resorts that I really love just that rustic feel. I would absolutely love to stay here, at least one time in my lifetime. Actually, I may not even need this website. Now, I could do honorable mentions, but we ain't going to do that because that would be copyrighted to Miss Mojo and WatchMojo.com, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, Wilderness Lodge is actually a sister company to another resort you guys might be familiar with, Great Wolf Lodge, believe it or not. Disney said so themselves that the two companies are identical. They may not be owned by the same company, but they're still identical. Wilderness Lodge also is home to a couple of fan favorite restaurants. You got Artist Point, which is obviously dedicated towards adults, but it does, feature Disney characters that will actually come up to your table and they'll interact with you. Artist Point, I would strongly recommend going there during dinner time because that restaurant is definitely geared towards your dinner guests. I'm very sure there's a quick service restaurant as well on property, but I don't remember. They also have a very nice pool. Been there. I remember one time I was at Wilderness Lodge and a young boy fell in the indoor pond they have there. That was absolutely terrifying, and I helped out with that. My favorite restaurant at Disney's Wilderness Lodge is actually Whispering Canyon Cafe. However, though, I will go ahead and tell you guys that the only two meals that are worthwhile eating at, therefore, are breakfast and dinner. Do not waste your time on lunch there because the lunch there is not as good as the other two. Dinner is their best meal of the day to eat at there, but if you just cannot do dinner, do breakfast because I've heard their breakfast is really good too. During breakfast and dinner, the restaurant staff will actually really interact with you and really make you feel like you're there. I mean, obviously, you can eat at these restaurants even when you're not staying there. Once again, I've not stayed at this resort, but I've been to this resort gazillions of times. Once again, your transportation, you're looking at boat, bus, or minivan. And it is also very expensive, looking at several $100s a night. Moving on to number three, the most expensive Disney resort on property, believe it or not. you've got the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. This resort can start at as cheap as $500 a night. I actually did look it up, but this resort can also be the most expensive property to stay at because of the fact that it's got like presidential suites. It's got some really nice rooms. I've heard some of the like biggest head honchos out there, like Herbert Hoover, have stayed at this resort. The Grand Floridian is a Victorian styled resort. It's really nice. It's absolutely gorgeous. My favorite Disney resort to visit during Christmas time, period, because they actually build a life size gingerbread house. It's got the biggest Christmas tree on property for a Disney resort, aside from any of the Disney parks that you've ever been to. And it's got some of the nicest restaurants. Obviously, the most expensive Disney restaurant on property, called Victoria and Albert's, you're looking at a minimum of $300 for two people. Only two people to eat at this resort. And that may or may not even include your gratuity. Obviously that's, on the down low. Who knows how much they charge for a steak there. So, you obviously want to save your money before you go to this resort because it is expensive. But and on top of that, before you even eat at this restaurant for that matter. Now, you can walk around this resort for free, but you might feel out of place if you're just dressed like I am right now and just t-shirt and shorts because of how fancy it is. You can actually access this resort not just by bus and boat and minivan, but also by monorail. The one thing I do love about this resort is the fact that the monorail does stop at a station outside, so if you're staying inside, you cannot obviously hear the monorail. And it's got its own private beach, though I've never been able to find it yet. And obviously, I'm not the kind of person that would just stroll through the Grand Floridian grounds just to go find the private beach to go watch Happily Ever After anyway. Going down to number 2, we're actually going to be talking about. Trying to think here. I know I had it. I already know what number 1 is. Actually, give me a minute to think about it. I apologize. My brain died there for a second. Not literally, so please don't actually think I died. Number 2 is Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I have a huge surprise for you if you were patient enough with me to put up with me this long. I'm going to actually be staying here for my very first time next September with Katie for my honeymoon, so I'm very excited about that. I've really been wanting to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, I've obviously been to this resort many, many times. I've eaten at Boma quite a few times. I've eaten at Jiko one time for my 21st birthday. And I've also just visited the resort. I've swam in the pool. I've been inside the rooms. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I've not had a chance to obviously see a giraffe from my room yet, or the room yet, I should say. But I have seen the animals from the room. I have once again visited the resort while close friends were staying there. So, and that sense, it's an absolutely beautiful resort. It's home to some of my favorite restaurants. It's definitely 100% African authentic, and I love that. And there's nothing for those of you who are supposedly like, well, I'm like my color and I only associate with people of my color. You know what? God created us one race, one blood. So it doesn't matter, who you are. And I'm still gonna love you anyway. And I absolutely love the African culture. It's one of the most unique cultures out there. That's also why I'm a huge Black Panther fan. So, anyway, the Animal Kingdom Lodge is definitely up there in one of my favorite Disney resorts. And it's not just because I love animals. It's because I love the culture. I love the theming of the resort, and I love the African authentic food as well. There's a lot going for this resort. Once again, it's a very expensive resort, but I'm gonna work hard on saving up for it so I can stay there at least a few nights, and then I'm gonna give you guys like my overall thought on it. I cannot wait to show you guys what the resort looks like in whole. I cannot wait to show you guys um, just what my room looks like and everything, and seeing the animals from my balcony. I obviously have to get a room with a balcony. There's no questions asked, just especially for Katie. We're talking about even walking to Animal Kingdom the day we go to Animal Kingdom from the resort. I think that'll be so cool. And I can't wait to go down to the pool again. But finally, we have made it to the very end. We are at number one, Disney's Polynesian Resort, Village and Spa. So, if you guys know me well enough by now, the reason why I chose number one as Polynesian is because I am a huge fan of Hawaii. If I ever hit the lottery, not that I play the lottery, or if I have a friend that hits the lottery, or if I ever save up enough money during my retirement, Hawaii is my number one choice to visit besides Europe. I've always wanted to go to Europe, but I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. And I'm very, very, very interested and curious about Hawaiian culture. And it would be so unique to go and see Polynesian. Oh, P.S. The only transportation you can use to get to Animal Kingdom Lodge are obviously walking there from the Animal Kingdom Park and the bus. So, in that sense, it's of course, a minivan. So, in that sense, yes, it is disappointing, but it's worth it for the animals. But anyway, back to number one. Polynesian has some unique rooms. I have walked around all of their property many times. I've seen some of the places where you can sleep. I've actually seen the Tim Tracker's YouTube video of him staying there. They've got some beautiful rooms. Some of their rooms are Moana themed. Some of them theirs are just generalized Polynesian themed. Some of theirs are Lilo and Stitch themed. So the Polynesian is a unique resort, and I love the fact that they got the bungalows now, and I actually got to see Ryan Trahan's YouTube video of him and his wife staying at the bungalows, and I got to see what the bungalow looked like, and if I ever had the money, I would even love to stay at the bungalows because they are absolutely gorgeous. Justin Scard even has stayed at the bungalows before. So, I mean, in that sense, I love the Polynesian Resort. It's home to my favorite Disney resort on property called Ohana. They have two really decent meals. They got Ohana's character breakfast, so you can meet and have a meet and greet with Lilo and Stitch. And then dinner time is just more of a nice, relaxed dinner. I actually did eat there a year ago yesterday for the first time in 7 years as of this year. And for those of you who were watching my YouTube video a year ago yesterday, it would have been 6 years ago as of yesterday that I went there for the last time. So, or a little over 6 years ago. I really love Ohana. It's a great resort. I mean, it's a great restaurant. It did have a dinner show called the Spirit of Aloha Dinner Show. I've always wanted to see. I don't know if it's still there or not. If I ever had the money, I would love to go see it. Transportation, you're looking at monorail, bus, minivan, and boat. And then, of course, it's once again very expensive, especially the bungalows. But if you're very interested in the Polynesian culture, I would highly consider this resort. Not everybody's top 10 list is going to be the same as mine, but what's your top 10 favorite Disney resorts? Comment this comment section below. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next vlog. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.